Welcome to my mini series on how to deal with addiction and recovery while in a pandemic. My name is Denise Roberts and I'm the owner of liverehab.com, and I'm here to give you some tips and tricks on how you can incorporate the sobriety success method into your life while dealing with this coronavirus. So today I want to talk to you about spirituality. Okay, so spirituality, not to be confused with religion. Spirituality is part of the sobriety success method, and I talk a lot about it as far as how to nurture your psychological health. And spirituality is a good way to really be in tune with your own self. So there's probably a lot of you that are feeling super anxious right now. Not only are you dealing with addiction or you're in recovery, but on top of that, you have this pandemic, and those things combined can make somebody just kind of feel super uncomfortable, right? So having a spiritual practice and incorporating that into your daily routine is a good way to reduce anxiety and to really start to understand your own self, because that is the one thing that you can control. You can control how you react to this pandemic, rather than feeling like all of your emotions are completely out of your control. So how do you incorporate spirituality into your everyday routine? That is going to be different for everybody. So spirituality is something that means something different for everybody. There's, you have some of you may be religious and spiritual, which means like if you were used to going to church every Sunday and Wednesday evening, and suddenly your church closed and you're not able to have that time with other people to be able to connect to your higher power or your God, you might be feeling a little lost right now. And if that's the case, I recommend just doing your best to see if your place has an online program, or if they're able to do their sermons on the internet somewhere. And if not, then you can maybe search around to see if you can find one that does. But keep that going if that's what helps you in your recovery, or if you think that's what you need for kicking your addiction. If you're not a religious person, don't worry. You don't have to be to incorporate spirituality into your life. Spirituality is really just being in tune with your own body. So a lot of people like to meditate, and some people have different spiritual practices, whether it's going into those deep meditations or chanting or whatnot. But if that's not you, and that you're not interested in doing stuff like that, that's okay. That's perfectly fine too. You can just take some time every day to focus on your breath, focus on being present in the moment. And that's just a really good way to start a spiritual practice, okay? Yoga is also another way to really be connected with your own self. So remember, when you're dealing with this pandemic, a lot of times, especially when you're in early recovery, people look for other people to guide them, to help them with their spiritual practice. And now, for a lot of you, that's no longer an option. Or maybe you're feeling like you're missing out because you're not seeing some of these people in person. So you're gonna have to over the next however long this lasts, you're gonna have to figure out a way to be your own, to do this on your own, and to really just spend that time practicing. So every day, I want you to pick out a time. Ideally, this could be before bed, because if you have already listened to the series that I did on sleep, I talk about how it's important to, like, 30 minutes before bed, to just turn off the news and turn off the TV and turn off your phone, so that you're not just constantly having this stream of bad news coming in. It will make it a lot harder to sleep. So you have this time before bed, and that would be a great time to practice, to get into some sort of spiritual practice, whether it's reading a book about spirituality, or whether it's journaling. You could journal is a great way to just get those feelings out on paper. Yoga, like I said, yoga is a good one. Meditation. And meditation, there's so many different levels, but if you're not sure on what to do, you can go to YouTube or you can find like a free meditation app. There's quite a few out there. I recommend if you're just getting started with meditation to do a guided meditation, because all you have to do is listen to what somebody else is telling you to do and focus on being in the present moment. And then, increase that time. If you're only able to spend 5 or 10 minutes at first incorporating this, that's fine. But then try like tomorrow to increase it by another couple minutes. And it would be great if you could have 30 minutes a day just focused on relaxing and deep breathing and really being in tune with your own body. So I want you to think about how you're going to do that, how you're going to incorporate that into your daily routine, and get started on it now, because it's not only going to help your addiction and your recovery, but it's going to help you gain the tools that you need to be able to survive this pandemic. And when I say survive, I'm not talking about physically. Well, yes, I do want you to survive physically, and I don't want you to get coronavirus, but I'm talking about surviving mentally as well, because at the end of this, we're all going to have a lot of anxieties and fears, and finding our place again in this world is going to cause a lot of stress. But if you're working on being strong now and working through this, you're going to be able to have a much better start when this coronavirus goes away. Hopefully, it will in the near future. So, with that being said, that's all I have today for spirituality. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe if you can. I want as many people as possible to be able to have access to this series on dealing with addiction recovery in a pandemic. Bye, everyone.